Hey Hawkers, the boys have made it 3 wins from our past 6 games, this time getting a really impressive hard-fought win against GWS and marks our first win of the year against a top 8 side. Let's get into the review and see how we won this game of footy. The first quarter was a real arm wrestle. Both teams were able to generate a lot of inside 50s, but the Giants were just a little bit more efficient. We kicked 3 behinds before we could register our first goal. Thanks to a Mark of the Year contender by Mabior Chol. And both teams were doing a really good job at nullifying the opposition's strengths. The Giants were leading the post-clearance possessions and ground ball gets, a stat where we are the best in the comp, and on the other hand, we were looking really dominant in the air. We were leading the contested mark count, something that the Giants are the best at in the league. Chol was playing some really good footy and was clunking some contested marks of his own, but their midfield was looking really dangerous out of the gates. Tom Green had 10 for the quarter and Callaghan had 8, I think, and both were looking very damaging early. The second quarter was quite concerning for Hawks fans. GWS were looking really dangerous with their ball movement, generating most of their scores from chains coming from their back half. And we weren't defending the ground as effectively as the Crows game, and this really hurt us on the scoreboard. They kicked 4 goals to our 1. That being said, though, we were still able to generate scoring opportunities coming mainly from forward half intercepts, something that's becoming a little bit of a hallmark for us. But same as the first quarter, we were very inefficient. Dylan Moore had 3 scoring shots for the half and couldn't convert any of them, with 2 being behinds and the third not registering a score at all. He was clearly a little off on the day, considering he is pretty much the best set shot in the AFL this season. Green continued to have a big impact on the game and proved the difference maker at stoppages, while Massimo D'Ambrosio was our best performer of the half with 15 disposals at 93% efficiency, continuing his stellar form in the past month. We played some much better footy in the third quarter. We were still getting dominated at stoppage thanks to Ned Reeves being subbed off with an injury, but we really started to get on top of the Giants around the ground. Our elite pressure resulted in a lot of GWS turnovers, and we were able to punish them on the rebound. In fact, most of our goals for the quarter came from defensive half chains, an area where we failed to register a score from in the first half. We would need a monster performance from the midfield if we were to run away with the win from this point. Without a recognised ruckman, the Giants were dominating the centre clearances and contested ball. And going into the last quarter, we needed to match their physicality at the contest. And that we did. The last quarter was a bit of a shootout. We had to send Josh Weddle into the ruck for extended periods of the last quarter. And while he didn't manage to generate many hitouts, he somehow managed to hinder Kieran Briggs' ability to give his midfielders easy service. We actually won clearances in the last quarter, and Weddle was even able to kick a goal, a very important goal from this period. Our pressure was elite. We were well above GWS in the pressure gauge, and this allowed us to win the territory battle for the quarter and ultimately got us the win. I honestly don't understand the controversy behind the Sicily free kick in the last quarter. To the letter of the rule, that's a free kick every day of the week. Green belted Sicily after he kicked the ball, and he did not play for the free kick. It's a genuine reaction of the bump, and it's a downfield free kick every day of the week. Luckily, the perfect man to receive the shot from the pocket in Luke Bruce was able to convert the winning goal. While this wasn't the most glamorous win out of our little patch of dominance that we've enjoyed, I honestly think it is our most impressive. Week after week, this group of players is showing tremendous maturity and standing up to the challenges being thrown our way and coming out with the wins. This is something that we weren't able to do earlier in the season and even in 2023. And to see how far we've come and grinding out these close wins makes me so proud as a Hawks fan. Moving on to my votes for the Hawthorn HQ Player of the Year awards. Once again, lots of contributors to our win, but let's see who deserves the votes the most. There were a lot of players I could have given the one vote to. Players like Connor McDonald, Warple, Chol, all really had solid games, but I think the player most deserving is Massimo D'Ambrosio. He's enjoying a really good patch of form and continued to show off his elite ball use on the weekend with 23 disposals at 91% efficiency. He also had 7 score involvements and 9 contested possessions and 3 clearances to go along with that. He was really important for our link-up play and scoring chains and is deserving of the vote for sure. 2 votes go to the skipper James Sicily. He had a very solid game playing a combination role of lockdown and interceptor. He is slowly beginning to recapture his 2023 form. He started off the year a little shaky, but is right back into the swing of things and contributing every week. He finished with 22 disposals at 88% efficiency, 8 intercept possessions, 570 meters gained, 5 inside 50s, and 5 rebounds as well. 3 votes go to Will Day, perhaps his most impressive performance since coming back into the side. He was instrumental all over the field. He only managed the 4 clearances, but at the end of the day, that's not really his job in this midfield group. His physicality and class was really good to see. He took it up to Tom Green and Finn Callahan, both being bigger players than him, and probably had the more complete and impactful performance over those 2 players. He finished with 26 disposals at 77%, 10 tackles, which is huge for him, 12 contested possessions, 5 inside 50s, 5 rebounds, and even 6 score involvements. His return to the midfield has been a key part in our good form over the past 5 weeks. To recap the votes, Will Day has slotted up into 7th place on the leaderboard after his best on-ground performance. Sicily is rising up there slowly but surely, now into the top 3 with Amon and Moore, and Mass draws equal with Meek on 4 votes for the season. Anyway, that's all from me, Hawkers. Preview video for our matchup against the Tigers in Dusty Martin's 300th will be out on Friday morning, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully we can keep our run of good form going and flog the Tigers and ruin the occasion. I heard it's going to be a full house at the G, but I hope to see a good amount of you at the game cheering on the boys. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your week, and peace out, Hawkers.